Before we start today's video, if you guys would like to join the Discord server, link will be in the description below and it will also be in that pinned comment. If it's been more than 7 days, please use the latest video as that's the one where the links will be working, as they only last 7 days. And of course I'd like to have you on the channel as well, as it says with cars right in front of us, so make sure to subscribe with the bell on and make sure you like the videos. But anyway, let's get right into the video. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here with the Honda E:(Ny1). Is that what it is? Yeah, car, I'm not 100% sure of the name. Honda E: or semicolon, I don't know. Okay, let me check what that is first. Okay, that's a colon, okay. Okay, that's right, it's the Honda E:(Ny1). Did Elon Musk name this car? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. That's his kind of style. But yeah, anyway, this is Honda's second electric car. Of course, they had the Honda E, which is, well, part of the name. And it is an SUV, crossover SUV, something rather. But anyway, this is Honda's second electric car because I believe the Honda E was the only other electric car that Honda made. But don't quote me on that. But anyway, this is the car we're here to review today after all that nonsense that we just jabbered through on Google. And well, let's see how this car fares. When it comes to the exterior looks of the Honda E:(Ny1), the front, well, you know, it's not a bad looking car. From this angle anyway. I do like the lights, they make it look angry, but it does have sort of a monobrow sort of thing that's not the greatest. You've got the charging port with the Honda badge right in the middle, which is good, and then you've obviously got slashes within it which add a bit of flair, you could say. You've obviously got a little bit of a radiator, obviously to cool the batteries down, not something humongous and then just filled in like something you see on an Audi. So that's actually quite a good design. And then you got LED lights at the bottom with sort of air vents on the side. Whether they're real, I'm not sure. If they're real, brilliant. If they're not, at least it adds some sort of design to it. The side, however, I'm not the biggest fan of. Firstly, because of the rear. Let's start there. You can't fully see this on the rear pic, but the back sort of looks like it's not dropped down enough. Like it's not, like it's, how do I put it? It's basically like this, like the Range Rover Velar, you know, the butt isn't down enough. You know, it's not a car you're going to take off-road, so why it doesn't come low, a bit lower, I don't know, it just looks a bit odd. And then there's the rear door handles, which are flush within the doors themselves at the top there. Now I know why that is, it's to make it sort of look like a coupe or 3-door type of deal. Now to some people it may not matter, but to some people it will matter. And I'm one of those people. Now I personally don't like them because we're used to having door handles, well, where the front is really. And also it's a bit of a different way you have to grab it and open it. It's not the best. I mean, not for everyone, obviously some people won't care, some people might actually like it. But you know, it's not something for everyone, it's not to everyone's taste really. And then the side of the car, well, I mean, it's got a cool streak that goes along in the middle, and that's really it. There's not really much else to say to that. However, the rear I do like, excluding that little not coming down enough, but you can't really tell that from this angle. So you've got a spoiler which looks somewhat cool. I do like the design, I'll give you that, especially the light design where it looks sort of futuristic and already like it's been facelifted, which is really nice. This is just something for me, you know. It's probably, if I say this then you'll be like, what the hell, this is the first time I've ever heard such nonsense. When a company does a light bar, I'm not the biggest fan of light bars honestly, but when they do, they often put the logo underneath. I feel like the logo should be above the light bar. That's what looks better, because then the top is just completely empty. And at the bottom you've got the name, you've got number plate, etc. It's the same story for this really. Sort of like the Mercedes GLB or ELB or whatever the hell you call it. That's just a personal thing, because I can't really call that a con. But I'm just saying. And then the rest of it, you know, it's cool enough. You've got a big bit of plastic at the bottom, which, you know, stops there being so much blue, and there's no fake vents anywhere, and of course there's no exhaust. Or is that? It looks like it's trying to be one, but I can't really tell in this image. But there's nothing there, and you've got usual sensors. So, you know what? It's alright by my standards. Besides the logo thing, not the biggest fan. That's me. Right, when it comes to the interior, well, it looks really, what's another word for cool? I need a thesaurus. Awesome? Maybe we could use that. So it's got a humongous infotainment screen and it's portrait. And speaking of portrait infotainment screens, it's like the Renault Clio we had in the previous video where I said, like, look at Volvo and Subaru, they're all starting to use this design. But this is absolutely humongous. I mean, wow. You got a digital display for the driver, obviously. And then you got the center console. It looks alright. I mean, it's gloss black, so it could get dust and scratches and finger marks. However, I like the air vent design. It's like bits taken out as chunks and then replaced with air vents. On each side there's something, I don't know if that's just the mirrors, I don't know what that is. I need to zoom in some other time and find out. But you know, it's like a little fun little control. And all that is good. However, the temperature controls are within the infotainment screen. Granted, they do stay there. So that bit at the bottom is always the temperature, you don't have to fiddle for any settings. However, it's still a bit complicated while driving. You know, you gotta, I don't know if you're able to hold it or you have to keep tapping the temperature or whatever, and then tapping which direction you want it in. It's just a little bit too much, especially while you're driving. Normal knobs would be a bit better, but otherwise I do really like this interior. When it comes to the performance, well, how much time do you have? Because we don't actually need all. So the car comes with a 69 kilowatt hour battery, and it comes with the motor, which has 201 horsepower, which I believe to be 150 kilowatts, if I'm not mistaken. Torque is 229 pound-feet. It is front wheel drive, so no rear wheel drive or all wheel drive or anything, so don't bother taking it off road. Now there's two trim levels, which I'll get to in the practicality section. So if you get the basic one, I can't remember the names, but I've written it down somewhere else, it's 1733 kilograms. However, if you get the upper spec, then it goes up by about 23 something kilos to 1756 kilograms. Gearbox, well, it's an electric car, so you just get your normal, just put it into D and you go, automatic sort of deal. 0 to 60 is 7.4 seconds, which is rapid enough for this kind of car. You don't really need to be going much faster than that. And top speed is 99 miles an hour. So, you know, like an electric car, some electric cars, top speed isn't the best, but you know, it's not really the main concern really. And it's not really much of a constant motorway car, so in town it should be alright, although range isn't 100% the best compared to competitors. Practicality, and give me a second for my voice. I literally spoke too much too fast. Okay, we're good to go. So, the boot was 361 litres big, or 344 litres big. 361 if you got the Elegance, or 344 if you got the Advance. I believe the Advance was the more basic one, and then Elegance was the higher spec one, I believe. Just a quick note from the editing version of me, that is actually wrong. I do apologise for that. It is actually the other way around. But anyway, let's get back into the review. But either way, you do get a bit more boot with one of them, which is better. And you know, it does beat, I think, the Vauxhall Mocha in some form, or the electric one in some form or rather. However, it is somewhat smaller than other competitors, so it's not 100% the best on that matter. I think it's like a bit less or on par with the Clio before, can't fully remember, but it's around that area. So that's not the best, it's not the worst either, but you get the point. Rear seats, well, legroom was plentiful, so if you've got lanky legs like me, or if you're just really tall like Jolly the Green Giant, if that's his name, then you should be fine. And the headroom, well, I'd say it's about average. You know, a lot of these cars, you know, you go to 6 foot and you've got a little bit of space left. It's not the best for the tallest person, but it's still decent enough. When it comes to the handling and comfort, well, let's start with the comfort. If you had smooth road, then it'd be fine. However, if you're in London per se, and it was just all bumpy sort of deal, then you can feel it, especially with the weight, as it is 1700 kilograms. And handling, well, you don't expect it to be a driver's car, but it can, I'd say, somewhat hold its own. It's not the worst, you know. Body roll it's not 100%, but it is somewhat controlled, and the rest of it is, well, again, like I said, not a driver's car, so should be alright for what you plan to do. So take it down the B road, do whatever the hell you want, but just, you know, don't take it because you think it's going to handle. Just take it because it's going to handle well enough for your everyday needs. When it comes to anything else, do I have anything else to note? And the answer is no. Well, not on top of my head anyway, unless someone knows something. I think it's like the electric Honda in Europe, the FRV, I think they called it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Something to do with some Honda. But anyway, what is the verdict? Crikey, it's the Rozzers.
Oh, crikey, it's the Rozzers. Oh, crikey, it's the Albanian Rozzers. Crikey, it's the Rozzers.
Anyway, the pros are it has decent performance, decent rear legroom, and nice interior looks with decent rear headroom, and the front and the rear are modest when it comes to looks. However, the cons are, I'm not so sure about the side. I mean, it's and plus you got something else which later. Temperature controls, like I said, granted they're there so they don't disappear forever, but you know, it's a bit difficult when you're driving. It is rough on broken surfaces because obviously of that weight, and it's just, yeah, really heavy. The boot is small compared to some competitors, however it is bigger than the Mocha E, I think it said. And then rear door handles are not for everyone. It might be for some, but not for some others, and not for me. But anyway, that does conclude the review of the Honda E:(NY1. The more you say it, the more it rhymes. But if you have a car you want me to review, then let me know in the comments below, and I will happily check that out. And then we'll hopefully have a review to review, a car to review, whatever the correct English is. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.